Crest, 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 Crest. Isn't crest a scary word? Every time you hear the word crest, don't you feel like going, crest, 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 crest? It's a scary word, isn't it? Now, I know a lot of people who are afraid of the word crest. Just the very thought of this word, it scares them. So they don't buy toothpaste. But no, seriously, it's such a scary word because it reminds them of floods, like what happened this week. Like I saw the flood that happened this week on the river. I went down there on Monday and I saw the river crest, crest, crest. So that's what the river did on Monday. It crested above flood stage by about 4 feet. Actually, I heard it crested Sunday night. I didn't get to go down there until Monday. Oh man, but that's such a scary word because it just reminds people of flooding and how the floods are going to come and just wash their whole house and farm and livelihood away. So people are right to be afraid of the word crest. But I was fearless. So I went down there and got to see it myself. The water was up over the walkway to the beer cellar and Hooters and all that stuff. And it was up over the riverfront on the other side too. So that's what happened. Now, I bet the Crest toothpaste people, if they knew that people were afraid of the word Crest, they probably would have called their toothpaste something different. But then again, maybe that's part of the appeal of calling it Crest. Because it's like a haunted house or something. They called it Crest because it's like opening up a haunted house. People like to be scared. It's like when you drive down weird roads at night. People actually pay to be scared. People go to haunted houses so they can pay to have someone pop out and go blah, 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 blah. So I guess that's why Crest toothpaste sells so much. I used to have a book. I called it the Crest book. I don't know whatever happened to it, but I called it the Crest book because the Crest toothpaste sponsored it. And I think I won it like at a school carnival or something. And but it was but I think the only connection it was Crest toothpaste sponsored it, but it was a book of Guinness records, like records out of Guinness Book of World Records. It was a little book. It was, I guess it was like a promo for Guinness Book of World Records or something. And this was probably like in the late 70s when I had this. And I think I won it at like St. Joe's Carnival or something like that. And it had like each page was like a weird like a record from Guinness Book of Records, and it had like a drawing with it, like showing of a person trying to break this record. It invited people to break the record themselves. The readers of the book were invited to try to set their own personal records. And one of them was stacking golf balls on top of each other. That was one of the records. And it showed a drawing of, I think it was like a kid stacking 6 golf balls on top of each other, or something like that. There actually was a record in Guinness Book of Records of how many golf balls you could stack on top of each other. And guess what one of the other records was? It was the biggest bubble blowing using bubble gum. It told her, it invited readers to break this record too. but that was, I don't think I ever actually tried to break any of the records that were in the book. Not even the golf ball one or the bubble gum one. But that was on one of the records in the book, was how big of a bubble can you blow? And it's kind of ironic that Crest would sponsor a book that encourages people to rot their teeth by chewing big wads of bubble gum so they can blow the world's biggest bubble. Isn't it ironic that Crest would sponsor something like that? It really is. So I guess they were just trying to sell more toothpaste. I guess that's what they were doing. I guess they knew people would need more toothpaste if they chewed too much bubble gum. But that was the story behind the Crest book. And I don't know what I ever did with that book, because I don't know. I can't imagine why I would have thrown it out. But I guess somebody did. I guess my mom probably thought it was a fire hazard or something like that. It was the same reason she made me get rid of all those a bunch of like papers and magazines and stuff I used to have. I had to get rid of them because they were a fire hazard. And another book I had was the High C book. It was like a little booklet that had like fun puzzles, and I think it even had some riddles or something in it. It was called the High C book because High C sponsored it. And this was back in the 70s, so it was cool because it was in the 70s. And also I remember that, and I remember some poster that had like something about like some sea animals and stuff on it, like drawings of sea animals. It had like these corny jokes on the back, like why did Mr. Spock look in the toilet? Because he was looking for the captain's log. Except they weren't even funny jokes like that. It was more stuff. It was stuff like, one of them was, why are Saturday and Sunday the strongest days? Because the other days are weekdays. Those are kind of jokes that they had on that poster, and I don't know what I ever did with that poster. But that was it was a poster that had like drawings of like sea animals and stuff on one side, and all these jokes like that on the other side. And also had a poster that I think it came out of, I don't know what it was, but it was like a poster with a photo of all the Muppets from the Muppet Show, and that was cool too. But everybody else, like my mom, hated it. I was like, aren't you a little bit old to be worried about Muppets, Jim? Well, why? I mean, the Muppet Show was an adult show. I mean, most of the stuff on the Muppet Show wasn't for kids. It wasn't like Sesame Street or something. But it was funny. It was a funny poster. And I had around the same time I got a poster of Superman from when one of the Superman movies came out. It had a big photo of Superman flying over the street. And one of my favorite pastimes was to roll up balls of silly putty and throw it at the poster so it would bounce off of Superman's face. That was like the target was Superman's face. And I'd throw balls of silly putty at Superman so it would bounce off. Like it was like the silly putty was kryptonite or something. It was fun. But yeah, so that's the story of the Crest book and the High C book, and all my old posters, like, and the Muppet poster and the Superman poster, and the word Crest, 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 Crest.